Veteran Project. 4 vets, 5 vets.
We are not responsible for any trauma, PTSD, tinnitus, or flashbacks during this podcast.
Hooray!
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Veteran Project. We are in part 2. Whoop, there we go. With Mike Damon, the adventurer. Part 1, we had a pretty good talk. We talked about mental health, with us, not only us, but also regular people, too. It's a huge thing that affects everyone in the country. But now we're going to get into your road trips. What is it on these road trips you get from? And, luckily we've been checking out some of the Godfather's YouTube, from one of his trips to Minnewaska?
Minnewaska.
Okay.
I think we're saying it right.
Mimiwaska.
Mimiwaska. I don't know.
Well, I mean, dude, I'm pretty good at butchering just about anything.
The white man, I think they call it Mohawk.
Mohawk?
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, so is it like the Mohawk Road? No, you can't say trail because they'll just steal it from Massachusetts. Mimiwaska is in New York, and it is beautiful. So
it's amazing, and no matter what your interest is, even if it's just looking at stuff, the state park there is absolutely amazing. Mm-hmm. And right in the park, not far from the parking area, is a waterfall. I didn't film any of that.
No.
This last trip I had has 4 basic parts.
Okay.
There's a 260-foot waterfall that's in that episode 1, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Episode 2 is Mimiwaska. Episode 3 is the Delaware River. Mm-hmm. And Hightower.
Yeah.
And episodes 4 is a disaster.
Hey guys, I'm here. What's up, guys?
Babyface Jay?
I actually got some of his footage. If you guys don't mind, we'll roll to that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's check it out.
Mimiwaska.
And what'd you guys think of that, huh?
Damn, dude.
Yo,
That
those
was
views, unbelievable.
fucking planet Earth.
I'm so proud. The drone,
Graphic Mike.
unbelievable.
Seriously, dude. Holy shit, that looks
Great
awesome.
drone work, man.
That's only a clip of them, but that is episode 2 and 5 in a series.
Yeah.
Of the Delaware River Valley, basically near Woodstock, the original Woodstock. It's
Okay.
around that area and going south towards into Jersey.
Dude, I don't know. Our country's beautiful. What can I say? And during the foliage too, that looked awesome.
Yeah, and the mental health part comes into it. This is part of my mental health, but also too, I do it because I want to show other people that when you get inside here or inside your head too much, go out. They say take a walk, get some fresh air.
Yeah.
Take it to the next level, man. Just go, just see what's amazing, and help you clear your head. Go on a hike.
When I went on the Blue Ridge Parkway a couple of years ago, we pulled off at a pull-off point on Blue Ridge. And dude, I just kind of sat there. I had I was able to have 5 moments to myself, and I just kind of got emotional. I was like, "Holy fuck! This is beautiful." It was on that part of Blue Ridge where the highway bumps out from the hillside, and it's
incredible.
A bridge. And, it was just that point because, even when you get onto the bike and you're going into that turn, and it's whoa. You want to keep looking. It's oh, my God, I got to focus. Holy fuck, that's beautiful.
I just did, I did it from, that footage was from last year. I have so much footage that I've done over the last year, but I just returned from the Blue Ridge Parkway right before the storm that hit Asheville. That should be coming in 5 or 6 months. I should have that done.
Nice.
But I did it from the beginning to the end, pretty much almost the end.
From north to south, south to north.
From north to south,
Okay.
and up in Asheville. And I had been through there a few times and rode a few times, but I got to use the drone. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. For the most part, except for the end, the weather was amazing. You have fearful when you go into filming if the weather's going to turn on you.
Yeah.
And it did at the end, but I got some incredible footage.
Dude, the weather turned, especially out there. I remember when we did our trip to Nationals to Kentucky, we took the Blue Ridge. And, it was like 90 degrees, tornado warnings, and, Gettysburg the day before. And then next day we're in the Blue Ridge, and it's like fucking cold. Windy as all hell, dude, the wind. Every little opening that there was, I'm like, oh my God. Tighten up, friggin' gonna get blasted by a crosswind.
Yeah, for those who don't know, that was CVMA Nationals in Kentucky a couple years ago,
Yep.
and I was a day behind you guys.
Okay.
So I hit that storm going through New York, Pennsylvania,
Okay.
and it was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
80 to start the day,
Yep.
and it was in the 50s and raining and
Yeah.
not prepared.
And then it was hot as fuck.
It was horrendous. I rode through that night in the rain, and luckily I didn't dry out until I got to Kentucky. It's terrible. Learned a valuable lesson in riding right there.
Now you're riding, you use it as your therapy, and I mean, what do you get out? What do you get out of the therapy? What characteristics is a building of Mike Damon?
That's a tough one. It's like trying to define happiness or define love.
Yeah.
It's where I go, and I know a lot of people who never rode before. All right, let's put it people. There's some people that ride motorcycles, and they never get into that zone.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people that get introduced to motorcycle riding, and within a short period of time, they can relax enough to get into that zone. So I don't really know what it is. It allows me to think about the issues I'm having in my life without it stressing me out at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
It's a clarity. I guess if you're going to define it, clarity.
Yeah.
The problems of my life seem minuscule at that point, and I can think clearly. Because it's like in the fight, can you think clearly? No, I never do.
No.
Because life is a struggle, and those struggles just seem to melt away.
Yeah.
The wind blowing in my face. It's like I heard it described. It's like riding a horse.
Yeah.
That machine is taking me to ends of this country, and I almost feel like it's actually has it's almost like a being to me.
Yeah.
Not
What?
like a human, but like a dog or something like that. I have that emotional connection with the bike. That bike has never let me down. It's been very good to me, and I abused it. When I didn't have much money, but I was still riding it and didn't have time to do the right things to it.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think veterans turn to motorcycles?
I think it's because it's inherently dangerous, coupled with peace and calmness without the chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us that are warriors, we were born that way, and you hear it all the time is, if I could get a chance to go back and be with the team, I'd do it in a second.
Yeah.
There's something about the danger that we find peace in it somewhere. We're testing ourselves. How's that?
Yeah.
So in the motorcycle, you have to have 1,000% concentration, but at the same time, you get to relax.
Yeah.
And I find similarities between that with myself.
Yeah.
And now I'm at the point in my riding career where I get to enjoy it with other people. My style of riding I have two styles. I have the long distance, for a record in time,
Mm-hmm.
but I also have gone so many different places zipping by that I said, I got to stop there. One of them is Sutton, West Virginia. If you ever get a chance going through West Virginia, stop at Sutton, West Virginia, get yourself lunch, and get off the highway and go up in those mountains. It's some of the most amazing mountains you ever see.
Dude,
America's amazing.
Mike from your chapter, they did a West Virginia ride, and dude, they were only doing I think maybe 200 miles a day.
It's the way to do it.
All throughout West Virginia. They were in West Virginia for 3 days. And, when we met up with them in Kentucky, they were like, that was the best ride I've ever done. They went through some of those, poverty areas, and it just, but it's the roads, the unmaintained roads, and it's. I think that with veterans and motorcycles, I mean, this is how I feel when I'm on it. When I'm cruising, unfortunately, I can't really relax in Massachusetts on a motorcycle.
Agreed.
I don't feel relaxation on a bike until I get out of state, except for Rhode Island. Fuck Rhode Island. But if you just take a second and you just look down, that's death.
Yeah. Yep.
90 miles an hour, and you're like, yeah, that's it. If I want to send it, fuck it, send it. And it's like when I get into New Hampshire, what do I always do? I take my lid off. I take that lid off because I know if I die, it's gonna be by their motto, live free or die. So, and it's that freedom, and I love taking that chance. As crazy as it sounds,
I used to run my car almost on E and see how far I could get. The kind of little thrill where the only thing I have to say is please don't speed.
Yeah.
Okay. Speed. I see a lot of guys on bikes that go really fast, and I'm a big safety guy.
Dude, I really only speed here in Massachusetts just to get the fuck away from everybody else.
It's a totally different ride, and I took my I got a new riding buddy. I indoctrinated him, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
His name's Chris McIntosh. And when we got out west, yeah, we're good.
Mic check. 1, 2.
Just the courtesy you get when you ride out west.
That didn't even happen, guys. I'm gonna cut that.
The other thing
out.
people say is, motorcycles, it's really dangerous. Well, knock on wood, 180,000 I estimate on bikes. I've never had an incident.
Mm.
And I don't think that it's luck.
Yeah.
I mean, there's luck in it. Everybody could come out, but I'm also a very defensive rider.
It sounds like you get out of Massachusetts enough.
I do, or I go where I know. Here's the other thing: it is inherently dangerous, but I don't commute.
Yeah.
I don't ride into Boston.
No.
So I will say, like my wife loves going on rides with me, but she'll tell me like, we're not going through Taunton, or we're not like, can we go that way? Like go Rehoboth and Somerset, like out away from the city areas. And yeah, Boston, no. I brought my daughter on a ride to Boston, and yeah, that almost turned ugly real quick. So
Yeah, very dangerous.
Stay out of the cities.
Yeah.
You can go from here. We're in the southern part of Massachusetts. But you can zip over to Plymouth, which is a great hangout spot during the day. You go on the bikes, but you can take the whole way. Here's the other thing: whether you're driving a car, flying an airplane, or on a bike, take the back roads.
Yeah.
Take the back roads.
I do that to work.
In America,
You just
It's
go
so
tell
much
the
more
pilot,
peaceful.
hey, can we take the long route?
You kind of, if you do that in our area, because it's like this all the way down to Jersey, pretty much, all the way down to DC.
Yeah. Fuck.
If you get the back roads, and you're not saving that much time, use your Google machine and say, okay, turn off highways and see what the difference is, and you're going to find out in these the area that we live in, the Northeast, it's not that much quicker. What's 10 minutes when you don't, you're not sitting in traffic, or you're not doing
You're
flat
always
on the highway.
moving.
Yeah.
You got to be moving.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I don't drive into Boston. I will not do that. And even when I go to work in the morning, when I was riding my bike to work, I used to hop on 95 in the morning in South Attleboro. Never doing that on a motorcycle. Even now, when I drive my car to work, I take back roads. It takes 45 minutes back roads, 20 minutes highway. Just because I don't want to deal with the idiots on the road.
Yeah, there's people that are in this hurry, and they're taking risks, and I don't want them to take risks near me. Yeah.
I call it the Rhode Island 500 because the minimum speed is 95 miles an hour. Goes figure, It's like the people in. Never mind. So, and I'm gonna hop into when you join the CVMA. Because was that the start of your riding career?
No, well, I'd always wanted a motorcycle, but I always was supposed to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And I never rode until I was, I think, my early 30s.
Okay.
And I'm mid-50s now. So I haven't been riding really that long compared to a lot of people. But my neighbor, I bought a house and had a neighbor next to me. He was younger than us. He was in his early 20s. And he was doing long-distance stuff. And I followed him a few times and just was listening to him. And it was just, I thought it was insane. Like, why would you go? And then it was before you had a lot of the stuff, but he had a camera. And he was taking pictures of it. And I said, you got to be kidding me. I've been to Chicago. I've been here, He goes, no, you haven't, because you went and flew in a plane or you rode in a highway.
Yeah.
And he has 3 bikes that are over 100,000 miles on them today. And I just caught the bug. I used to do a lot of adventure stuff, like when I was on active duty younger. I used to do long distance running, and I used to do long distance bicycling as a challenge. And I said, oh, neat. I can still do it, but I'll do it on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
See how far I can go. And I did that for a few years. Basically wore the motorcycle out. And then I went through my dark days, and someone told me, Mike, take a chance on your own happiness. I know it doesn't sound the right thing to do, but go buy yourself a bike. And I bought my 2014 Harley Street Glide, used, only a few thousand miles on it. And I just hit the road.
Yeah.
And I went with a good buddy of mine, Rocco Bertone, who lent me a bike when my bike was worn out and broken. And we took him to Sturgis. And then we visited our buddies along the way. It was my second time I rode out there. And we said, let's turn it into visiting our buddies. Because some of his buddies he hadn't seen in 20 years. He's my age. And we just both had an epiphany at the same time. It says, these people need us to reach out to them. And why not do it on the bikes and something we enjoy?
Yeah.
Then it just exploded. And then CVMA, while I was with Rocco doing that stuff, I had met a few CVMA people. I'd actually done a speaking event 2014, and some CVMA guys had put it on, and they wanted me to speak. And then I met Kerry Infidel in our sphere, who was very well known in the CVMA world. I bumped into her, met her at Sturgis, actually. She was a bartender, but she's from Massachusetts. And then I met Eddie Devine, who was like a legend in CVMA. And I said, well, these guys are cool. I like these guys. It took me a few years.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of trickled in and said, I'm going to do it, you know.
Yeah. And what year did you join?
2017.
Okay.
And I started meeting the CVMA guys in 2014. I never knew it existed.
Yeah.
Like everything else, you know. So the genre of my riding is different than a group of guys getting together and going for a ride and hanging out.
Yeah.
Mine is like, I think I'm going to go to Chicago for a pizza. Let's go. And there's this other community of long distance motorcycle riders who I didn't connect to till last year. Mm-hmm. They had actually approached me and said, wow, you do a lot of riding and stuff like that. I said, yeah, well, why don't you get involved in our community? I'm like, well, okay. And then I found out everything I was doing wrong in long distance motorcycle riding.
Yeah.
Which was neat. And then CVMA actually joined with IBA. IBA is the International Iron Butt Association.
Yeah.
Iron Butt Association. CVMA, I didn't know, but had melded with with IBA, which is Iron Butt Association. And they do this thing where if you ride your motorcycle on certain events for CVMA, you
it's like the long range riding.
Long range rider. There's a little patch you get for it, and showing that you going and participating.
Yeah.
So then I got back into IBA. Then I finally did my first iron butt for a record. No, the first one I did was when we went to Kentucky. Mm-hmm. I iron butt to Kentucky, and I started doing it for a record. CMA kind of revolutionized and used a lot of the technology and made it easy accessible. Because in the old days, when I was doing my 1,000 miles in 24 or 1,518 miles, the paperwork was incredible. You had every receipt and witnesses and all that stuff, but now it's all computerized.
Yeah.
Like everything else. And I got into that too. Like I just bought a GPS logging device for my bike just to make it easier for the recording. So now I'm going to bang out a lot of more stuff. I'm going to put another 100,000 miles on my bike in 5 years.
I say that I did a iron butt, but I didn't do it exactly to the T. Like I got my receipt from the first gas station in Kentucky, so I did it back home. I just wanted to get back home to my bed. It was 976 miles from Kentucky back to my house when I was living in Bellingham, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get home, go take a nap, wake up, and finish it because I still had like another 9 hours to finish it. Nope, I never got back up. I just, dude, and it was because it was the Monty's ride that I was going to go to when I got back.
Yeah, you and a bunch of the guys came back from Kentucky and went right to Mr. Monty's ride.
Yeah, me, I stayed in bed.
As someone that did it, what do you think? What was surprised you about doing an iron butt? Attempting it.
When I was in pain the whole time.
The pain, yeah.
I mean,
Very
I was
painful.
sitting on my whoopee and a pillow on my bike because my ass was just fucking killing me, like my lower back.
Yeah.
But I had to keep stopping. Once I got through Harrisburg, I started stopping more. I think I stopped twice in Jersey. Like every 25, 30 minutes, I had to keep stopping just to stretch, smoke a cigarette. But that was the only times that fucking sucked because I was getting it. Like the second the wind stops, like that. Like I had a New Jersey state trooper because I'm just sitting there on my bike like this, and he's like, "Hey, you good?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." And then all of a sudden, I got 4 people tracking me on Life 360, and they see that I stopped for a long time. And I'm getting text messages, "Hey, man, are you good?" I'm like, I was just closing my eyes for a second. I think the endurance of it,
Yeah.
where it was my first one, I learned a lot, but I do know that I can do it.
It is challenging.
If I had another 30 miles in my route, it would have been completed 100%. Yeah. So yes, even though I say I did an iron butt, I came up short, but I still did an iron butt in 15 hours. So,
well, that's the thing I find about it. A lot of people are like, why would you do it? Well, it's the thing, especially with me, and like you said, it's the pain, and the pain isn't because you're hurting yourself. It's just there.
Yeah.
From being in one position all the time and sitting down and fighting through that pain without taking a painkiller.
Yeah.
So it's a personal challenge. I think doing that distance on a motorcycle is a personal thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But
when I finally got the patch, after doing it for 7 or 8 years, I finally got the patch. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
But it was. It was a big deal. To knowing that I have an IBA number, and I think now they're approaching. There's only been 100,000 people in the world that have ever done it, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, yeah. I have to get it in again.
Let's put it together. I got a route already planned.
I gotta make sure my bike can survive it first. So, that's my ultimate fear. It's
part of it.
Oh, dude,
it's you and the machine.
But the stress of just trying to get the bike back. That's my biggest worry. And
well, I've got that figured out. Yeah, I got a Harley tow package, AAA tow package, and I got USAA.
Yeah,
Progressive or whatever. I got 3 of them to hit. The tow guys in the rural areas will probably take one of them. If not, we'll just come get you.
Listen, I'll tell you guys what you need to do.
Oh, here we go. Go ahead.
Go and get yourself a gold wing.
Oh, shut up.
That's too easy.
Is that cheating?
That's almost cheating. They're so comfortable.
No,
I love them. I love. I don't have a gold wing because I'd never get off of it.
Yeah. I mean, they're sharp, but dude, that's like the Jetsons knew about a Goldwing before even a Goldwing came out. You know, so.
But I don't see the Goldwing guy over here saying he wants to do an iron butt though.
No, honestly, dude, I don't do much long distance riding at all, and that's why I've been telling the wife. I was like, honestly, I think I want to get rid of the Goldwing and get a Hayabusa.
Well, see, good-looking guys like you, that's what you do. You got a good-looking bike and good-looking you, and life's grand. I have to do crazy adventures because I got nothing else going for me.
I only
At least
had
I
that
got
Goldwing
stories.
because I was working at Betancourt's at the time, and I got outstanding deal. Anybody looking for a bike, go down to Betancourt's. Betancourt's, Honda Suzuki.
Great company. I remember them when I was a kid. They've been there for 45 years.
Oh yeah,
And it's like a museum if you're interested in any part of motorcycling.
Yeah.
Go in there and take pictures and talk to the staff. Some of the staff's been there their whole lives. It's a pretty amazing place.
Well, Jay, like I keep saying, how about next year we do our Kank trip?
Oh yeah, no, I
Bring the wife.
I think I'm definitely down for the Kank trip next year.
I think
Yeah, we got to get it back. Get it back to old times. And
you and I we'll ride up together. We don't have to do anything crazy. We'll go comfortable.
we can do everything crazy. He's like, never mind.
The wives can drive up and meet us up there, and
That sounds like a plan.
we can do it.
My wife is not on the back of that bike. I will have a new bike. That's all I gotta say. I'll be dragging knee through the Kank. No, just kidding.
Good luck, man. You can't do that shit.
Come on, guy. Kangamangas. If those that don't know, Kangamangas Highway. Yeah, yawn.
Dude, I had my wife.
Utah's my big one coming up.
Oh,
Utah. It's probably not this year, but the following, not would be 2025, probably 2026. I got some stuff planned for this summer that's gonna blow people's mind. I can't talk about it because it's
in another
slightly
5
illegal.
years. I'll be turning 40, and well, I turn 35 next year. But when I hit 40, though, I'm making that year my midlife crisis year.
Yeah. At least you're scheduling it.
I plan on buying a new motorcycle, a new vehicle, and doing a fucking huge road trip. And so everyone will be like, "What the fuck is he doing?"
He's gone.
He's just lost it. No, I haven't lost it. This is planned.
I call it the Forrest Gump run.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're just gonna
Just
you
go.
do yourself the greatest favor you ever did in your whole life if you did it.
Yeah.
I've done 15 days on the road, 30 days. I've spent a month and a half, 2 months on the road. Stopping at people's houses for a while, but
Yeah.
I did 3 15-day trips that were over 6,000 miles each, and
Nice.
that was kind of quick. It was too quick, but now you can go back and fill in all the blanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, just do it. Let the wind blow you.
I
You got destinations. Just let the wind blow you. Get off the highway. There's incredible things out there.
Let the wind blow you.
Let the wind blow you.
So I know I realize whenever I've gone someplace that I can't spend more than, I'd say, like 24 hours in the same spot. Like when recently I just went out to California. I flew out there. 30 hours was all I needed out there. It was weird. I
The other
have
coast. You got to get inland.
to. Yeah, I was only out there for a retirement ceremony for my old platoon sergeant. But it was just, me and some of the guys, him and my old platoon commander, and it was cool. But 30 hours, that was enough for me to be out there. And I kind of get like that now. Like I went to Myrtle Beach back in September. And I was there too long. I was done with it on day 2. So, I don't know. I get antsy in places and just bored.
Once you get on a bike or you get an adventure, or a hiker would probably feel the same way. Once you've experienced that part of getting away from where the population areas are, it draws you back. You know what I mean? I could go to Boston for a day. It's a blast. Providence, it's awesome. but more than just a little bit of time, a day or two. I just mind drifts off to some road in the middle of the mountain somewhere, climbing a mountain on the bike.
Yeah.
Like I did a climb 400 feet of elevation to 2,400 feet in 4.5 miles. It's pretty steep. And along a river. I mean, nothing could get better than that. You know?
What's that mountain out in Western Mass?
There's Greylock in Washington.
There's Greylock that you can ride.
The Greylock's an incredible ride.
I hit that right at the perfect time. And I left Bellingham at, I think it was like 6:30 in the morning. And I took all back roads from Bellingham to Greylock. It took 3 hours to get out there. And, but I get to Greylock, and the gate had just opened. So I was the first one to go up that mountain. It was a blast because I was blasting up it. I wanted the adrenaline. You know, it's a quick, incline.
It is.
And I loved every second of it. Then I get up there and I was like, holy shit, I didn't know this monument was up here. So which is a very cool monument.
There are three. I used to do a ride in the fall. I didn't do it this year. It was a Three Peaks ride. There's 3 mountains in Massachusetts. Most people know about Greylock. Wachusett's a great one, and then there's Mount Sugarloaf.
Okay.
And that's in the center of the state, so you can hit all 3 in one day if you get up early enough.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you don't know. I didn't know about it until someone said it to me, But stay tuned because I'm going to do. I get scheduled for June of next year. I'm going to take my bike up into Maine. A little known fact about Maine: Maine is the least populated part of the country, northwestern Maine. There are no roads. It's all dirt.
Yeah, log trails.
I'm going to be on the dirt probably for 5 days.
Nice.
And we're gonna just see what happens. Having planning a water purification kit for your bike and
roughing it.
I'm gonna be roughing it.
Yeah,
and then go up to the mountains up there.
Nice.
It's gonna be incredible. And there's some features that I found from different people looking online. There's cliff faces and stuff to fly the drone.
Yeah. Well, everybody, I want to give a quick shout out to Pins for having our veterans on. For every veteran that comes on, they get a gift certificate. And, as a thank you for your service, and thank you for coming on to the Veteran Project. Once again, thank you, Pins. You guys are awesome. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Pins. I'm going to bring you inside. They're one of our big sponsors for the podcast.
Get on in.
Over to the left here. Want to throw some axes? Why not?
Come in here with the kids. Got all sorts of things. Basketball. Think I can Kobe that? And darts for the older folk. With these beautiful couches, hang out, chill, talk some smack. So yeah, visit Pins Kingston. Come on to the podcast to get a free gift card to come here. Do some bowling, axe throwing, darts, do whatever. So check us out. Thank you, Pins, and thank you for staying in.
We're back to the show. Again, thank you, Pins. So, Mike, with the amount of riding that you've done, the parts of this country you've seen, you recently just did a trip.
Yes.
That just changed a lot of perspective for you on, it was, as I say in quote, it was the most fun I've ever had on a motorcycle, was doing the scavenger hunt. So when Mike and I were on the phone before he came in, he was explaining to me what the scavenger hunt was, and I was like, holy shit, that is really cool. And why don't you get into some of that? You know, so, because, I mean, we know of poker runs, and it's kind of along those lines, but it's more extreme. So, what is a motorcycle scavenger hunt?
In the long distance community, they call them rallies, not like we think of rallies, think of Daytona, you know, Myrtle Beach, Laconia. Their rallies are, they give you GPS coordinates, and they basically either have a puzzle. On this one case, it was a scavenger hunt. And I give a shout out to Chris Hopper, who put it together. A phenomenal job, professional to the end. And it was about half the riders were new. Mm-hmm. And of the riders that were there, 60-something of us, half of them were just there to have a good time and have fun.
Yeah.
I was so blown away by the professionalism of it and how it was run, the thought that went into it. And the theme was railroads. Okay. Texas has a lot of stuff with railroads. So there was, on a map, there was like 100 and almost 200 points that you could go to. And each one had a points to it. And some of them have little twists to it, like scavenger hunt you did when I was a kid. Yeah. But it was like for adults. And my intention there was to see what it was about. Mm-hmm. And also, too, like I just got introduced to the rest of the people in the long distance community for riding. It was the most fun I had. My face hurt. I was smiling so much. It was so much fun that we took the rules that we had to, like, you had to do these certain steps or get disqualified. Yeah. We just basically didn't look at them. And the roads that we went on, we had never been on before. And so me and Chris McIntosh just had an absolute wonderful time. But it dawned on me, and I was hoping it was, and I'd always dreamed that we could do a scavenger hunt here in New England. The veteran community does itself, I think, one disservice is that it doesn't reach out to the greater community.
Yeah.
And I think any community would do the same thing. You stick into your community. But I think this is an opportunity for us to take what Chris Hopper did and expand it into a fundraiser, fun time for everyone outside the veteran motorcycle community. Mm-hmm. And I think that it could be, well, the main thing that I noticed about the event was that it's scalable. You do a poker run or you do a benefit and you do raffles and stuff. That stuff can only hold so many people.
Yeah.
With the scavenger hunt, sending people out to the 4 wins, I think that it's scalable.
Yeah.
So I presented it to a few people that I know, and you included, and Jay also. And just to see if it would be doable, and what looks like in 2025 is that we're going to put on a scavenger hunt. And we can handle from 20 people to 200 people.
Yeah.
To do it and make it a contest, make it fun. New England's such a great place for history.
Yeah.
As a test I did, and I Googled how many covered bridges are there in New England. There's like almost 200. You could do a scavenger hunt just for that.
Yeah.
You know? So we're putting it together. We're in the talking phases now. It looks like it's going to be a go.
Cool.
So if you want to look around August, Google, Facebook, or whatever, look up scavenger hunt and participate. It's going to be our first year. It's going to have bumps. It's going to be tough. Good. But I think with the guidance of Chris Hopper, who designed this last scavenger hunt, with his assistance, we're going to have an absolutely phenomenal time.
Well, so with this, so it's still in the planning phase. Second, you get a flyer, send it to us.
Yeah, and if anybody out there wants to participate in whatever community you're in, please go through the Veteran Project and get a hold of me. In order to make something like this happen, we need people much more talented than I am. I'm just an idea guy. I need people
the same way.
Yeah, I need people that actually know how to organize things. But go ahead.
But we, so it could be, like I said, like imagine. Remember what I said to you about like having a riddle? If you can solve this riddle, it brings you to one location. It's like the fucking gold beans of it all,
Right.
That will make you only have to go to that one point if you solve the riddle. But if you have to solve it, go to that point, but you have to go to one more point in order to have the most points.
Okay, Wizard of Oz. Hey, listen,
I'm serious.
But so
Think about it.
is this a single day event?
No, it can't be.
Well, the idea is to have a multi-day event.
Yep.
And I have a big dream, and this is one of the first times I'm going to show it. I always thought of this is to have, like we have Comic-Con, to do something that's similar to that for veterans.
Oh, wow. That'd be awesome.
See,
Love it.
Yeah, it's a great idea, and what we're running into is that's really going to take a lot of effort, and I think this will be a pilot for that, because I finally found a model for fundraising that's scalable. We now can scale it to other stuff. And there's 1,000 ways to skin this cat too, and it's adaptable too. You don't what your idea could be implemented next year or every third year or whatever you're gonna do. And the idea is every time my ideas
With
are just
the
swimming in
golden
my head.
beans of Johnny Cash.
Dude.
Johnny Cash's golden
Oh,
beans.
also too, let's shout out too is if you have a business, okay, here's an opportunity for you to get traffic in your business and help support the cause and help the community. So the working name for this is Veteran and Community Scavenger Hunt.
Okay.
So we can involve businesses of all different sizes.
Yeah, like if you go to like Jefferson, New Hampshire, there's a covered bridge out there, or somewhere.
Right.
There's a bridge right near there, and you go there, and you decide you want lunch. Well, here's your location. You know, we would love to support it. Come in, we'll give you 15% off.
There you go.
Boom.
Boom. So now the community, now instead of the fundraiser being in our community or in our tribe, now it's expanding out to everybody, and everybody can participate.
Yeah.
You know?
Brings income in. You know, it's kind of like that. What's that rally that they do with the sport cars, the gumball or
The Cannonball.
cannonball?
Yeah.
The gumball.
Actually, I hooked up with some of those guys too.
So yeah, because they kind of do. I mean, they go across the country, but you know, they bring business in.
The bull runs of the Lamborghini bull runs. They just
Yeah.
did one in Boston.
Okay.
Lamborghini of Boston. I know Alan was out there for that one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we can even get the Lamborghinis, you know, and the prizes could be endless. The longest distance, the most expensive car for the scavenger hunt.
Can win a Lamborghini?
Hey, we're open up. You know, the Jeep community is huge.
Oh, yeah.
They're huge, and I would like to get them involved in it. It would be kind of neat.
Oh yeah. I think it's a great idea. Dude, do it, because that's something I'd be interested in. You know, I'd probably put in for the day off, the day before to get prepped and
For the
all
week
that.
off.
No, not a whole week off.
Well, when I saw the professional one I call them the pros.
Yeah.
So these guys have done these type of events before. In the level of professionalism that to find these points and calculate it all out, they were prepping for weeks or a week or so to figure it all out. And I really respected their dedication to do this.
What was that run from Florida to Alaska?
Oh, that's another thing is if you want to look up there's two huge challenges for long distance motorcycle riding. IBA is the International Iron Butt Association. The Iron Butt Rally is held every 2 years. It's 10,000 miles in 10 days. The sister to that on the off years is the Hoka Hay.
Okay, the Hoka.
The Hoka Hay, CVMA's got a big involvement in that now. And if selected, I'll know this year. If it's selected, I'm putting in for the 2026 Hoka Hay.
Cool.
I can't do it without sponsorship.
Okay.
It's one of the main themes of Hoka Hay is raising money.
Yeah.
So I hope that I'll do that, and my goal is $250,000 to charity.
Nice.
I think with you guys' help and our community and my social footprint, I think I can get Dan close to $250,000.
Yeah.
And we'll pick a bunch of charities that help our community and also to the Native American community. I have an involvement with the Lakotas in South Dakota and in I spend some time out there. That's my place of peace. And raise money for charities for the reservation would be neat. And the veteran causes and stuff like that.
I've always wanted to go to like a big reservation like out west. You know, it's funny when
I'll give it, before you think about this, the Sioux reservation that I go to in South Dakota, it's South Dakota and North Dakota, I think in square miles, it's twice the size of Connecticut, one reservation.
Oh, shit.
It's absolutely enormous. And there's only 15,000 people on it.
Yeah.
It's a stark difference from the Northeast or the coasts. It's vast,
Very.
as they say.
Yeah, I know when I had planned to ride out to Colorado for nationals, my goal was to go to a AA meeting on a reservation. So I know with, you know, on those reservations, they deal with a lot of shit. And I wanted to hear their stories, you know, instead of just the white man story. You know, I wanted to know why they drank. I wanted to know all this different stuff. This is back when I was going to do my sober podcast, but I just know one way of being sober. But what's that red light for? Cut. You hitting buttons?
No, we're just 46 minutes in. You know?
Oh, shit.
I love it, and I mean, I would do this all day, guys. But yeah, we gotta wrap it up.
Gotcha.
But go ahead, finish up your
Hey,
story.
Mike.
And,
Well, Mike, you know what this means?
it's not a hard stop.
Well, back to what I was saying about going out there. I remember I texted Jay. I'm like, dude, I want you to come to Colorado with me. He's like, not a chance.
You didn't call me.
And I ended up, obviously switching, to flying out there instead. And but I just want to go out there and just, hear the stories, man, because
it's incredible. My squad leader, I got attached to a different unit when I was in Iraq in 2010, and my boss was from the reservation, and it was incredible. Just the history that he had, the trials and tribulations of his people, and their love for the country, which is just amazing.
Yeah.
His father was a World War II vet, and he was his brother also too served. Just incredible. And they're incredible people, and they're very gracious.
Yeah.
Like I said, go where the people are different.
Yeah.
We're in the Northeast. We're hardworking, grumpy, because the weather stinks. But we also help you out. You go out there, and they're so gracious, and I'm very honored and privileged to be able to spend time on the reservation and stay at one of the ranches there when I do. And like Colorado, when you see those mountains in Colorado, being from the Northeast, you go, it just takes your breath away, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
The beauty of the reservation, or being in South Dakota, up in the hills or rolling hills with the sea of grass, as the Indians call it, is breathtaking.
Yeah.
And seeing rams with their horns on the top of hills, and it's so different.
Yeah. It's untouched.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely beautiful.
Well, everyone, this is the conclusion, but this will be continued at a later date because I like talking to him. So,
Somebody does.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in this week for part 2 of Mike's podcast, and we'll be back for 3 and 4 later in the year. Have a good one, y'all. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Adios.
Well, Johnny Cash, another episode in the books. That's it for today, but the journey doesn't end here. Every veteran has a story, and every story deserves to be heard. If you're a veteran with a message, a challenge, or a triumph to share, we want you to join us.
Your experience matters to us, and together we can inspire others and remind the world what resilience truly looks like. Until next time, stay strong, stay connected, and remember, you're never alone in this fight. We'll see you on the next episode.
Cool.
The Veteran Project. 4 vets, 5 vets.
We are not responsible for any trauma, PTSD, tinnitus, or flashbacks during this podcast.
Alright.